Live each and every day, love and live your way. Do your very best, learn and lead today. Be the best you can, it's your life. Take a stand, so live your best life. Live your best life. Come on and live your best life. With Dr. Julia Royston. For I've come that you might have life, and you might have it more abundantly, to the full and overflowing, that good and perfect gift that comes from above, that gift that came from God when he came down and lived among us and died and was buried and rose to give us that abundant life. I am Dr. Julia Royston of Live Your Best Life, hoping and praying that you will be inspired, be empowered, and get information that you need to move your life forward. Our time together today marks the ending of one decade and the beginning of another decade. Our time together ends a season of your life. It is ending a portion that some of you are thrilled it's ending. Some of you are sad that it's ending, but you know that it's coming to an end. So having an opportunity to begin again looks different for other people. Sometimes it's not a decade that you're beginning. Sometimes every day you have to start all over again. You got to remember either the bad or the good of yesterday and be able to say, okay, I have a new opportunity. I have new mercies. I have an opportunity to do it right. I have an opportunity to start all over again. And beginning again has different methods for other people. Sometimes you have to start all over again because you had a major tragedy. Sometimes you have to start all over again because you had something great happen. You're in a new house. You changed a new job. You're in a new city. You're in a new town. You may be in the same city, same house, same car, same clothes, but you're in a new position. You're in a new status of life. You've gone from paycheck to paycheck to being empowered. You've gone into business. You're an entrepreneur. Sometimes beginning again just means that you're in a new season in your life. So what does that look like for you? So beginning again looks different for you. What I'm saying for beginning again for me is totally different what it looks like for you. But we do need to begin again. Sometimes we need to begin again because we need to say sorry. We need to forgive. We need to go back to people and say, I apologize. We need to go back to others and say, I meant it in the heat of the moment, but now I regret what I said. Can we start again? Can we move forward in this relationship? Can we figure out what that looks like moving forward? So I want to talk about 10 things that you need or that should happen when the beginning again process happens or is being relayed or is being tried or attempted. We've talked already about beginning again looks different for everybody. And that's true. Your beginning again and my beginning again is going to look totally different. But first off, one of the very first things that I always do when either I'm attempting something new or starting all over again, I have to determine, number one, what do I see? What do I envision? Okay, not so much what happened. Yep, I have to acknowledge it. I have to know that it happened. But what do I see now? Do I see pieces of someone's heart on the ground? Do I see pieces of a dream on the ground? What do I see? What's in my vision? Not only with the eyes that are on my head, but the eyes that are in my heart. What do you see? What do you see for yourself? What do you see? Your behavior has to change. Your lifestyle has to change. So what do you see? Can you see doing something differently? Can you see behaving some way differently? Can you see living somewhere differently, doing something different, being something different? Because sometimes your vision is going to determine what your feet do, what your hands do, what your mouth says. So if you can't see better for yourself, you can't see differently for yourself, you can't achieve it, you can't move toward it. Now, even if you don't know what direction, I see something different. So then you start saying different, you start doing different, you start asking those questions. But first off, you got to check your sight. You got to go to the optometrist in heaven and ask him, God, give me some better sight. Do you realize that the things that God healed or Jesus healed while walking on the earth the most was sight, was blindness? Yeah, he healed deaf and he raised them from the dead and all of that, and cast out demons and did all of that. But blind, that I may receive my sight. Not only the sight that's in my eyes, but let I see like you see. God, help me to see what you see. Help me to see like you see. Help me to see the plan, the vision. Even if you give me just one step, I don't like it here. Even if I see, I got to do something different. Even if I see, I don't like where I am. I don't like the situation I'm in. It may take me years to get out of this, but I don't like. So what do you see? So what do you see that's visual in your life that you realize this is not going to work? I don't like this. This is not where I'm supposed to be. Some people see and they're like, oh, this is good. I'm good. And that's fine. But when there are those of us who say, no, this is not what I want to be. This is not where I'm supposed to be. I don't know where I'm going to end up, but it's not here. And I'm not going to stay here another day. I'm not going to stay here another moment. So what does that look like? What do you see? Sometimes I suggest that you get a pen, you get a notebook or something, and start writing that down, what you do see. Even if nothing changes today, even if nothing changes this week or this month, you still got it written down. Mm-hmm. Because if you're writing it down, then that means that you're holding yourself accountable. It's important enough to get a pen and paper and write it down or type it on a tablet or speak it into your phone. Then it's important enough for you to do something about it. So number one, what do you see? Number two, what are you passionate about? Some people see their surroundings and that leaves them hopeless and not hopeful. So if you're sitting there and you're like, I don't like what's what I see. So then what do you want to be seeing? What are you passionate about? What do you want to see as opposed to what you're seeing right now? So write that down. What are you passionate about? What you really, if you had no trouble with bills, you had no trouble with budget, what do you want to be seeing? Where do you want to be? What would you love to be doing? What would you prefer to be doing instead of this? Write it down. You still got your pen? You still got your paper? Write that down. Number three, even though you don't know everything, you know what you love, you know what you see for your life, you know what you see for your future. But what do you think you need to get there? What do you think you need to get there? And we all could say, I need $1 million. Well, but can you handle 10 until you get $1 million? Can you handle 100? Can you handle 1,000? Can you handle 10,000? We all would like, oh, somebody give me $1 million, that'll solve my problem. Will it? Can you handle $1 million? Do you know how to manage $1 million? Do you know how to handle $1,000? Can you get $100 and get it to the bill, the million on time? You may need some budget help. You may need a coach. You may need some advisors. You may need a class. You may need to go back to school. You may need your GED. You may need your diploma. So what do you need? What do you need? And then number 4, who do you need? I need a role model. I need a coach. I need a mentor. I need a CPA. I need a spiritual advisor. I need a prayer partner. What do you need? And you have to be honest when you're really wanting to begin again, for real. Not the plaything, not, oh, this is just so fun, and going and getting another pair of earrings or another outfit or shopping and changing the car and in the house. Do you need a counselor? Do you need a therapist? Do you need someone to change this up here and this here so that you can see what you need? You can understand what you're passionate about, what you do need, and who do you need? Being able to tell that really honestly will really determine. Now it's like Michelle Obama said about being the first lady and president. You need to be a grown-up. You need to be, this is for adults. This is not a session for little children and immaturity. You don't have to be a small child to think like a child. You can be 60 years old and still thinking like a child and not wanting to think of like a grown-up, not wanting to acknowledge where your faults are, not wanting to acknowledge this is not where I'm supposed to be. And as you get older, you should be moving even faster. You shouldn't have a time to say, oh, I don't like this. Oh, I could switch on a dime. Now that's Joyanne. That's the way I move. I don't like the way that happened. I don't like the results that was. We're not going to do that again. We're not going down that road again. I will switch contracts. I will change the wording. I will add a clause. If a mistake is made, if a mishap happens, we now have a new policy on a dime. We now have a new being. This requires grown-up attention. This requires that you look at it sincerely. This requires that you face the fact and know that Dr. Julia Royston told you that unless you're going to do something different, go in a different direction, shut some things down, add some things on, cut some people off. And yes, I said it. Cut some people off, even if they're family. Cut some people off. We love you from afar. My granddaddy says a long-handled spoon. Cut some people off. We're not going to move to the places he intends for us to be. Now, I'm going to stop right there and play this song for us to have an opportunity to let just those first 4 things sink in. What do you see? What are you passionate about? What do you need? Who do you need? I'll be right back. I know it's been hard. I know it's been rough. The days were long and the nights were tough. But in this life, you win, you lose. In spite of all the pain, to begin again. Choose in spite of all the pain, to begin again. Mistakes you made, Lord knows you paid. But that was then. Today's a brand new day.
call.